Yo, what's up? Dramatic entrance. How's it going? Hello, everyone. Welcome. You and you and you and you and you to Val Unleashed. My name is Val. I'm the host. This is the first ever episode of Val Unleashed. And you people who are on right now are witnessing history. Because guess what? And I'm going to hit the H real hard on that what. Guess what is about to happen? We're going to hit you with an hour-ish of jokes and japes and hilarious anecdotes. Maybe a segment or two. Who knows? We're going to check the vibe. I'm going to keep the chat off to the side. And I'm probably not going to do one of those spinny moves again because I unplugged my phone. I almost knocked some shit off my desk. We're going to perfect that. So just to let you know, since this is the first episode of Val Unleashed, there might be some hijinks. One or two things might go awry, or askew, or afoul. Okay? And that's just how we're going to operate because I want the show to be loose. I want it to be free. I want it to be fun. I want it to be engaging. So if you have anything to add to my rants and ravings, toss them in the chat. I'll probably see them. I'm going to engage. I encourage a back and forth is what I'm saying. Who am I, you ask? Why did you ask that of yourself? You should figure it out. Maybe we're all just figuring out who we are. Okay, all right, that was stupid. Who are you, you might ask, to me? My name is Val. Everybody calls me Val. I am a stand-up comedian based in Canada. I'm a trans woman, and I've been doing stand-up for 16 years. So I'm an old hag. I started when I was 18 years old. I'll let you do the math. I live in Toronto, Canada, and I've been doing stand-up for 16 years. And I got tired of going outside, you know? The reason why I'm doing this show, I just got tired of going outside, I guess. And I just wanted to do comedy from the comfort of my own home in plain view of my bed over here. So if I get tired, then I can just curl up in those sheets. I should have probably cleaned up this stuff over here, box of shit. You know, I could go water my fake plants over there. I could kiss my lovely little picture of my favorite gamer coach. There he is. So yeah, I'm going to encourage you early on in this episode to, I have a segment planned in the second half called, Hey Val, riff this. And what it involves is basically, in my comedy travels, I like to improvise a lot. If you've seen any of my footage that I've posted on social media, Val Comedy is where you can find me. I improvise a lot. I do a lot of crowd work. I riff. And so I kind of want to bring that vibe here to the show. So if you want me to rant or joke about or talk about anything, it could be about mismatched socks. It could be about how a lot of vanilla flavored things like suckers. Have you ever had anything that's vanilla? Okay, listen. Let me gather my thoughts. Vanilla flavored stuff is delicious, but has anybody ever tried a vanilla? You know what I mean? What is it? Does it grow on trees? We are going to explore all of life's mysteries, including where does the vanilla fruit come from? And why is it so delicious? And how come nobody's eaten a vanilla? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Is what I'm saying even making any sort of comedic sense? Comedically. We're going to explore this and so much more. So, vanilla bean is actually related to the orchid. Oh, so it's not a fruit? I don't believe you. Yeah, cool. So, yeah, my name is Val. I think that's good enough for an intro. I think you probably have a good idea of who I am and what I do. They are spliced to grow and have lost the ability to reproduce on its own. That's so sad. Vanillas not be fucking. If vanilla could fuck, would they be kinky or would they be vanilla? You know what I mean? Did we name sexual positions after how boring vanilla used to reproduce? You know? So, okay, never mind. We're not going to riff on that yet. So, once again, just to reiterate, if you want to hear me blab about whatever, just go, hey Val, riff this, colon, and then type in whatever thing you want me to go off on. Okay? Cool. Yeah, I'll talk about, so check it out. Has anybody in the chat been called brave recently? Okay, so I like being called brave by the people that I know, by people that I love. I like it when it's a show of affection from somebody who knows me. When it's from complete strangers, this is my point. When I get called brave by a complete stranger, when I'm eating a sandwich at Tim Hortons, or whatever the equivalent of Tim Hortons is for Americans. What's your breakfast place in in America? Jack in the Box? I'm just going to say Jack in the Box. I can't have like a breakfast. This is the thing. If a stranger comes up to me while I'm having a breakfast sandwich at IHOP, and this woman comes up to me and she's like, I saw you through the... And she's like, tears are streaming down her face. And she's like, I saw you through the window and I was just so overcome with emotion. And I just had to come inside and I had to tell you that I just think you are so brave. I think you are so brave. And I was like, I didn't know what to do. I had to scramble. I was like, the food here isn't that bad. You know? Gotta deflect is what I'm saying. Next time somebody calls you brave, this is my advice to you. Analyze what it is you're doing in the middle of doing and just deflect into that. There you go. And we do have IHOPs here, but I've never been. I don't think I've ever been to IHOP. I've been to Denny's. IHOP, do they serve breakfast sandwiches? Is Denny's the one that has really hyperbolic names where they're like, Eggatron, the destroyer of worlds? And it's just like 2 sunny side up eggs on toast. You know? I don't mind when menus try and be creative with their wording. I love a good pun. I love a good egg pun. Eggs are funny. But when they try and be like, this is the thing. You can be funny with food names. Yes. But if you try and be moons over my hammy. Right. Okay, see, that's good. I approve of that. I approve of that. Good work, Denny's. But my problem, I mean, that's cheeky and fun. But my problem is, this is a straw, by the way. I'm just, you know, I'm on a roll now, and I feel like I need to wave something at you. Rooty Tooty Fresh and Fruity? Okay, I'm about to take back everything I was about to say about Denny's, because these are really fun names. All I'm saying is that any places that have a name that takes itself way too seriously, you know, this chili is called the Colon Destroyer, or something like that. You're like, that's not funny, that's a threat. Why are you threatening my bowels? In the very, like, I get that it's tongue-in-cheek. Just don't stick your tongue in the wrong cheeks. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Any bottoms out there? Know what I'm saying, bottoms? You guys have bottoms in America, right? That's not just a Canadian thing. Can you imagine if Canada was all bottoms and America was all tops? I mean, personality-wise, it kind of makes sense. Except geographically, it doesn't. You know? You know what I mean? We should just call this show You Know What I'm Saying, or You Know What I Mean. Because I'm just gonna end every riff on that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You fill in the blanks. Gabagool, baby! Ba-boom! Hey, I've sworn probably 40 times so far in this, and I probably forgot to put a disclaimer out there that some of the language will be potentially inappropriate, potentially a bit afoul. I said some things were going to go afoul and askew, and some of the language will be afoul. So if you hear swear words, if you don't like swear words, then get the frig out of here. And there you go. I saved you one. Okay? All right. I'm never using this straw again, by the way. I've been pressing it against my foundationed-up face. I just used it to comb my hair. This is now my play straw. But it's a nice, like, rainbow-y thing. Anyways. Yeah, you did warn people that I'm unleashed. Val Unleashed ain't no corporate shit, okay? Val's gonna swear. Val's gonna cuss up a storm. Val's gonna swear like a pirate. Yar! Fuck me silly! You know? And so, that's get used to it. Baby! It's odd, in that second, just now, me doing an impression of a pirate reminded me of doing Zoom shows. And I don't know if anybody in the chat watched any Zoom comedy during lockdowns or during the pandemic. I had to do so. I do this professionally, and so I couldn't perform live for the longest time. And where I live, in the province that I live, they did well, I think it was a whole Canada lockdown of 2 weeks, or at least that's what they promised. And boy, how naive were we all to just be like, all right, guys, hey, we're all in this together. Let's buckle down. It'll be an easy 2 weeks. We'll see you on the other side. How naive were we all? When was that? What, 2020? And look at us now. We've just sort of gotten used to it, you know? I just saw somebody announce that they got COVID, that I know, on Instagram. And literally my first thought was, what a fucking attention-seeking bitch. No. That's not what I actually thought. But it was a lot nicer than that. But it crossed my mind just how easy it was to sort of scroll away from that, you know? Because anytime somebody got sick from COVID, you would be like, oh my God, take care of yourself. Holy crap, let me know if there's anything you can do. But I guess we've come a long enough way that anytime somebody announces they got sick with it, you're like, whoops. That's a whoopsie on you. Whoopsie. Have fun, I don't know, laying on your couch for half a day and then get back to work. You're not special, you know? Even though you all are. You're all special to me. Everybody in this chat right now, I want you to know how special you are to me. You are near and dear to my heart. And I'll shout you all out by name if you throw it in the chat and you tell me your name. I will give you a personalized virtual shout out in which I tell you my favorite things about you. How's that? It's audience appreciation time. Give me your name so I have something to refer to you as, and then I'm going to say my favorite thing about you. And in the meantime, if nobody feels like it, don't worry, I won't make fun of anybody. This is not that kind of a thing. I know. I often wonder if you guys watch a lot of stand-up clips and you see these comedians talking to the audience and making fun of them and being like, hey, get a load of this guy. Get a load of, hey, look at Baldy over here. Like, you know, Baldy didn't do anything to you. That's my philosophy. I'm one of the nice ones where if somebody's being disruptive, naturally I'm going to have to address them and get them to shut up. And I might have a joke or two at their expense to shame them into shutting up and piping down, but I never go overboard. I want to make sure everybody has a good time, you know what I mean? And this chat is no exception. So, I will never make fun of you. I promise. That's an Val guarantee. Oh no! I just realized something, you guys. Does that mean I'm leashed? You know what I mean? I'm gonna stop. I gotta stop saying that. Just found out I have a bad habit. If I'm not gonna insult my audience, that means I'm leashed. And there's the rub. And there lies the rub. Do I make fun of you guys or do I not? A paradox. Hi, Sarah Green. What's up? All right. Let's do a segment. You know, because real quick, I have my own podcast. It's called Podgis, Podgis, where I just riff and I riff. And hi, Sarah Green. Is that your actual name? Do you want me to do the nice thing and say what my favorite thing about you? No leashes here? I mean, I gotta leash something. Absolute freedom is anarchy. And if I go off making fun of everybody in the chat, this show is gonna be the worst show of all time. I'll be the most unlikable person on the transverse. And I cannot have that. No way. All right, but I wanna, hi, Sarah Green. Listen, hey, everyone. Say hello to Sarah Green. My favorite thing about Sarah Green, and we go way back, is that Sarah Green can jump so high. Sarah Green's vertical is insane. I once watched Sarah Green jump over the biggest shrub. In one of my neighborhoods, there's like, we drove out to the rich part of town, and some of these rich people were protecting their houses with big shrubs. You know what I mean? So dense and so difficult, you can't go in there even with a chainsaw, you know? And I looked up at the shrubs and I was with Sarah Green and I was like, yo, Sarah Green, you can't jump that. And Sarah Green was like, watch me. And Sarah Green took like 3 steps back and Sarah Green jumped it and it was like 10 feet. And didn't even do like the, you know, the Olympic like, you know, that thing, the backwards curl, the dolphin dive. You know, the Olympic. You guys know what I'm talking about. What's it called? Oh, the hey, what's that movie where the woman does the dance and then ends up like this, and the water splashes on her? Ah! Somebody help me with that reference. What's the one? Showgirls? Is it Showgirls? Where she goes, you know, and they flash dance? Maybe it's flash dance. Anyways, Sarah Green, $1 Million Mermaid. That's the one. We found it, everybody. Good work, team. With Esther Williams? Hell yeah, Esther Williams could jump over a shrub in a backwards dolphin way. Anyway, Sarah Green has an insane vertical, and that's all I will say about that. So that's my favorite thing about you, Sarah Green. Okay. Listen, I want to start a robust debate with the chat here. And it's very serious. I'm about to get so serious. Honk honk. That's the serious alarm. And you can tell because it got serious. That honk was so serious. I have a bone to pick with my American friends. I'm coming in hot on this one. As a Canadian, as a very polite Canadian, I should introduce this properly. So, every week, or maybe not, we're gonna try out a segment. I'm gonna tentatively call it Etiquette with Val. And this is where your help comes in. If you like some segments, if you don't, you just, I don't care. Let me know. What works and what doesn't is entirely up to you. Okay? So, Val Unleashed is introducing etiquette points with Val. So listen, I grew up in upper middle class part of Canada. A little place called Whitby, Ontario. Also jokingly referred to as Whiteby, because it's a very white suburban place. And it's upper middle class. And so I was raised with, like, an intense attention to etiquette. You know, God forbid you do something that could be construed as rude in someone's home, or you're going to hell. Because I was also raised Catholic, and there was a lot of that too. Like that meme from Parks and Rec, where the guy is like, you drive too fast, you go to jail. You drive too slow, you go to jail. You snore when you're in your sleep, you go to jail. Straight to jail. You eat too much fish, you go to jail. You eat too little fish, straight to jail. That is basically how I was raised Catholic. Except change jail to hell, where they're like, you have a sexy thought about someone, straight to hell. You covet your neighbor's wife, straight to hell. And 7-year-old me, not knowing what covet meant, I was so afraid that I would covet somebody's wife by accident. At 7 years old, being taught the 10 Commandments. What a trip it is to be taught the 10 Commandments as a kid, and you're 7 years old, and someone's like, number 3 on the list? I don't remember where it was on the list. I was also not a very good Catholic. Emphasis on was. I don't know which commandment it is, but when they're like, thou shalt not cover thy thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's wife with a blanket. The blanketing is up to her entirely. But, it's a trip when you're 7 years old and you're learning the 10 Commandments. You're like, I don't know what covet means. I hope I don't covet anybody today, or I'm going to hell. Wild. Okay, anyways. This is a long introduction to this segment. So etiquette with Val. Now, I want to come in hot at my American friends here and ask, what's the deal? And I'm doing it like Seinfeld, so fuck you if you don't like it. What's the deal with wearing shoes in the house? Why do you wear your sneakers in the house? Can someone explain to me why you would wear your shoes outside, walk into someone's home, and then leave your shoes on? You're tracking in dirt. You're tracking in the outside. So, dropping the Seinfeld for a hot second, to ask, why would you, if any American people in the chat can help me with this, why is that a thing, to wear your shoes in someone else's home? Or to wear your own shoes in your home? Or do you have indoor shoes? Shoes that you remove when you come in, and then shoes that you put on to walk around your house? What the hell is that? Why would you do that? You just do. Well, let me expand your horizons and your minds. You don't have to do that anymore. Listen, that's one less pair of shoes that you have to buy and maintain. I don't know how everybody is on their shoe care, but that's one less. Your feet must stink horribly by the end of the day. You've gone from wrapping your shoe in a double foil. You've wrapped your shoe in sock. You've wrapped your shoe. You've wrapped your foot in sock, and now you've wrapped your sock in shoe. You are trapping so much foot odor and doubling up on it and walking around your house, sweating, I'm sure, a little bit, getting a bit sticky feet. All I'm saying, American friends, you need to rethink your shoe policy. And this is Etiquette with Val. And this is the thing, every time I visit my American friends now, does that mean if I take off my shoes at the door, are you gonna frown upon me? Or are you gonna appreciate that and be like, wow, what a considerate thing to do? Or, third option, are you gonna be like, are you an insane person? Who takes off their shoes? Sound off in the chat, let me see. I'm gonna catch up and take a look at what everybody's saying. Pretty sure takes off shoes. Lol, I used to never wear my shoes in the house too, but if I need to be productive, I find it helps. Huh. If it works for you, it works for you. Like, shoes, that's like a D&D power that your shoes have. Call it Shoes of Focus. It gives you +3 INT every time you put them on. Yes, I don my shoes of focus, and I proceed to accomplish 3 hours of work. Roll a d20. Intelligence check, roll a d20. That was a check and you passed. You had to get a 2 or more with your shoes of intelligence on. But I've seen it in a ton of Japanese movies. I get where you're coming from, re the foot odor, though. Yeah. See, the things I rant about make perfect sense. Because of course they do. This is all I do all day. I, as a non-contributing member of society, besides humor, as you Americans spell it, yeah. This is all I think about. I sit on my tuchus, I sit on my fat ass, and I think, why? Shoes in the house? Why? And I have a good think. I have a good think around, and then I go to the grocery store and I buy instant ramen because comedy is it doesn't pay. It doesn't pay very well. I'll be honest. So if there's a donate button or a subscribe button or one of those money wheels or whatever on this thing, yeah, toss a little cash in the money wheel. Why don't you? Okay, I'm going to take a hot little break. I'm going to get hydrated, and I'm going to come back just spitting so much vapor at my camera you won't even believe. I'm going to take a hot break, maybe a quick little 5. So if you too need to hydrate, listen, I'm going to do this show sober every Monday. That's the Val guarantee. I'm not going to tell you how much I get drunk the rest of the time, but I am going to make sure I hydrate every Monday. And that is my promise to you, my audience. And if you want to hydrate with me too, what a pleasure it would be to have you and to be hydrating together. So let's take a quick 5, grab some water, or, if you are drinking, God bless you. Have a whiskey on me. And in the meantime, if you want me to riff on anything, any subject whatsoever, mustaches, framed photos of gamers, acid rain. I'll learn how to do the points properly. Fake plants. It doesn't even have to be anything in this window right now, Anything you want me to riff on, type in, hey Val, riff on this, ... or colon. That's the colon sign. And then let me know what you want me to talk about. Okay? I'll see you guys in 5. Oh. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Whoops. Sorry about that. Look, smooth transition. No pun intended. Actually, kind of, though. Every time I use anytime I don't know if you folks do the same thing as me, but anytime the word trans, the prefix trans shows up in front of anything, it's ripe for punning. I don't know if any of you are like me, just punning the hell out of trans every chance you get. Hell yes. Thank you for the welcomes back. My goodness, you people are nice. I decided a couple things during the break. I thought I would clean up the shit I had laying on the floor over there, because I'm going to try and polish up the professionalism generally in my life, starting with, not having shit in plain sight on the floor. But also I thought it might be funny to contextualize something here. So, before I get to riff this, I want to tell a quick road story with Val, complete with a show and tell portion. How does that sound? Are we doubling up on stuff? I like it when I double up on stuff, Jenny. So listen, the picture that I had back there in the corner, there's a whole story to this. So, this guy's name, he goes by Aid, A-I-D. And he is, I don't know if you recognize the jersey. I don't know if anybody recognizes that. He used to play for the Toronto Defiant in the Overwatch League. Any Overwatchers in the house at all? So, Overwatch is a video game, in case you're not familiar. And they have this league, and one of the teams is Toronto Defiant. And a couple of years ago, this guy, I should have him sort of ready. This guy, Aid, used to play for them. And while, first of all, as a quick aside, I don't see the point in online gaming teams naming themselves after a city. That makes zero sense to me. Especially during the pandemic when they were all playing out of a mansion in LA or something like that. It's just, I get that it's a marketing strategy purely and simply for people to, for people like me who live in Toronto to be like, oh, it's cheer for the Toronto team. For no reason whatsoever other than the fact that Toronto is in the name. I'm sure Aid has never even been to the city. I don't even know if he could point it out on a map. I'm not going to be presumptuous about his geographical knowledge, but, it's all I'm saying is that the cities have nothing to do with the teams, right? You might as well fucking name the teams after a planet. They're not playing in the city they're in, just name them after planets. Like the Mars Attacks, Or the Uranus Packers. Hey, it's a football team name. Whatever a Packer is. The Uranus Jackhammers. The Uranus Plows. Okay. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. This is the way my brain works. So anyways. So I used to be a big fan of this guy in particular because I would follow Toronto Defiant's social media pages and their Instagram thing. They clipped a video once where he was laying on a couch, just lounging, chilling, and his teammate was patting his stomach affectionately, just pat, 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 and he was saying, "Look, he's like a trained seal. Every time I do this, he waves to the camera, pat, 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 pat," and he went, "Hello." And I thought it was the cutest thing I had ever seen. And I instantly fell in love with this guy. How adorable. You know what I'm saying? So So Aid, I was sold on Aid. And about that time, I was invited to my first ever stand-up comedy taping and my first festival. I got to do Just for Laughs Vancouver, and we filmed an episode of the new wave of stand-up here in Canada. It's on CBC Gem. Any of my Canadian friends, if you want to check it out. That was me 3 years ago. It's so cute. I had just come out and everything. Wild. So it was my first major special, or first major TV appearance festival, and they said in the email, they were like, what do you want in your rider? So if anybody doesn't know, in entertainment, in live entertainment, sometimes you are asked for a rider, and a rider is a thing you can make special requests that they have to oblige you. You know what I mean? And typically, if you're a performer with a big fucking ego, you'll be like, I want my pillows to be all be made of goose down, and I want a butler to greet me at the door and get on his knees and kiss my feet, and I want a racetrack with Hot Wheels, an elaborate racetrack running through my, you know what I mean? People with big egos will ask for crazy shit. I don't have an ego, but I do have a playful imagination, and I really wanted to see what kind of power I might have, and to exercise it not in a mean way, but in like a fun way. So I sent them a picture. I was like, in my rider, this is what I want. I sent them this picture, and I was like, when you come to pick me up from the airport, I want the person driving the car, I want the person picking me up to greet me with a framed photo of Aid. I don't think I even said his name. I just sent them the picture. I was like, framed photo of this guy, or I don't perform. At my first special, just happy to be there, you know? And and they did. I kind of forgot about it. This was like months before, and I show up, and the driver is standing there with one sign that says Val, and then a framed photo of Aid, my love. Pat, 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 pat. So all at once I realized that I made it, really and truly. I've made it in show business when I want a bologna sandwich and a soldering iron and a seal riding a unicycle. Exactly. I like your imagination. Dr. as in media. I don't know if that's Dr. as in or if it's Dresden. I'm going to call you a doctor. There you go. You have a medical degree now. Dr. as in. Yeah. So I got greeted with a framed picture of Aid, and it was just the cutest thing, and it was the best. That's a road story with Val. I don't know if you guys like that. I hope you did. Spinning yarns. I'm going to try and talk about a story from my travels as a comedian. Every single episode, I'll have a new thing. The good, the bad, the ugly. That one felt a little bit like a humble brag. I can guarantee you, most of the stories will be humbling and humiliating. Because when you're a comedian, and you've been at it as long as I have, you have experienced a lot of bullshit. And a lot of humiliation. I'm having PTSD just thinking about some of the things I've endured. But they make you a better performer. I like to think. Same with Zoom shows. A lot of comedians didn't like doing Zoom shows. And, I didn't mind them. You have to do something while you're sitting on your took, on your little tookus, on your little behind in lockdown. I just think it was wild. I would just end up pointing at things on my desk and be like, boy, this sucks, doesn't it? You know? I did object work with a microphone for forever. Anyways, somebody asked me to riff on this that I thought was really interesting. What was it? Oh, comment on like the wheel or something. You should riff on why the wheel needs to be round, and if it wasn't round, what shape it would be. Thank you from the good Dr. Ezen. Dr. Ezen Media. Okay, so if the wheel wasn't wheel-shaped, if it wasn't circular, what shape would it be? Now, during the break, I was thinking about it, and I said, never seen a Zoom show? Okay, before I get to the wheel thing, let me tell you real quick. Zoom shows can be fun, but for the most part, if the comedian has no enthusiasm, there needs to be a lot happening and a lot accounted for Zoom comedy shows to be good. So people need to have their mics on, and video also preferred. I as a comedian, I would love to see people laugh and engage with my material, because if everybody's mics are off and everybody's screens are off, then it's see, I knew it was one word, Dresden, but I'm calling you. Congratulations, you have a medical license now. Endowed by Val, you are now a doctor. Pick of whatever. It's your choice. Feet, head, skin. Hey, if you're a skin doctor, I got some questions for you about my butt and and the scarring I have from shaving my butt when I was 19 and sitting on it all sweaty and shit. TMI? Uh-oh. Well, too bad. I keep getting distracted. Where was I just now? Zoom shows. Yeah. I just, and also, if people's mics are on, they need to make sure that there's no interference. There are no, angry dogs around barking into the mic. People need to, not be cooking. Some people would leave their mics on and go about their business in the kitchen. I got heckled by sizzling fajitas one night. Somebody was cooking something extra crispy sizzly in their frying pan. I'm trying to tell jokes. All I hear is, you know? I got heckled by Paw Patrol. Somebody's kids were watching Paw Patrol in the background. I told, listen, you don't know, as a comedian, a deeper humiliation than bombing a joke on Zoom and in the dead silence hearing, arf, arf, sounds like someone needs our help. It's like, oh, fuck you, dog. Fuck you, dog. Bad dog. Okay, anyways, wheel. Let's end on this, and I'm going to say my goodbyes, and make sure you stay on. Make sure you stay on, because there's the Transverse News show is after this. I don't know if I said that correctly. I probably should have checked what it's actually titled. But it's a little good news show, and you're going to get your news, trans-related news, and then we'll just call it a night. You got your jokes, your japes, and you got informed, and good for you. Anyways, the wheel. End on this. Ending strongly on the wheel. If the wheel wasn't wheel in shape, what shape would the wheel be? And this is the thing. I think the most logical answer would be whatever shape has an infinite amount of sides. You want as many sides as possible, so it's as close to wheel shaped as possible, right? You want a millahedron, hexagon, a milligon, a centagon. How high does it go? Did I do that right? Because octo is 8, so like octagon. You want a centagon of a wheel. Ideally, yes. And you would think so, but I'm going to go the whole other way with it and say you want as few sides as possible on your non-wheel shaped wheel. So I'm thinking triangle. Hear me out. If it's square, then you have to use so much upward momentum on the back part of the wheel, pushing the top of the square. You have to push the square over, right? a megagon. See, I like that too. But a triangle, think about how a triangle is shaped, right? Like this. And it's sit. If I had a third hand, if only I had a third hand. I'm going to use my pill for my estrogen. There we go. To demonstrate a triangle for all those at home who don't know what one looks like. Okay. You would need so much upward momentum on the top part for it to go conk, you know? And so, I would invent a triangular shaped wheel that with some kind of a hinge or a hammer. I don't even know what a hinge is. A hammer on the top on some kind of a spring. So it would swing through and hit the top of the triangle. So it went tunk and it flipped over. And then you would have to have the hammer, like on whatever spring, keep swinging around and smashing that the top of the triangle and, and moving it to the other side. So I thought of this. That's how you would make a triangle wheel work. But I also just realized just now, you would need to create a circular wheel with a spring to operate the hammer. Right? The hammer portion that keeps coming back around and hitting the top of the triangle would need to be circular in shape. Foiled again! I've been foiled! Hosted by my own petard. Is that how it goes? Hoisted or hosted? Either way, my petard got me. I got hoisted by my own petard. Somebody please let me know if that's the saying. I think it is. I've been saying it wrong on purpose just to make hoist. Hoisted by my own petard. I've been saying it wrong on purpose just to piss off my roommate for the past 10 years. I've been saying hosted by my own plutard. And he's like, that's not what it is. Because it's fun being annoying sometimes. And on that note, I hope I was annoying in the fun way tonight. And I hope you had a good, annoying, fun time. And I hope this was productive for you, for me. I feel pretty cathartic. Does anyone know what a petard is? Ooh, I do. A petard is like a catapult, isn't it? It's like a catapult. I'm pretty sure. I think. I'm not about to waste your time looking for it. Just trust me. You know? Hey Al, what are your sources? Trust me, bro. Fucking shocker, dude. So anyways, everybody, that was Val Unleashed. Who knows? I might be even less leashed next week. I might say even more swear words. I hope that was funny for you. That was fun for me. Please tune in for the following show. That's starting in 5-ish minutes. And follow me on all social media, AlVal Comedy. Please listen to my podcast on the side. It's called Podgis, Podgis. Thank you guys very much. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. My name is AlVal. Have a good night. Bye. Mwah.